What's going on, Lego Maniacs? It's Ty, the Lego guy here, and welcome to another Old School Wednesday review. Today we're journeying to the Adventurers Egypt theme and taking a look at the Mummy's Tomb. That's set 5958. It had 260 pieces, 4 minifigures, and retailed for only 30 USD. Now nowadays, this is going for 250 new, or about 87 used. It's appreciated a ton, whether you have it new or used, obviously a lot more if you have it new. Anyways, we're gonna take a look at this model's positives and negatives. If you guys have been following this channel, you'll know that the adventurer theme is one of my all-time favorites. But enough talk, let's get right into it. And to start, we'll give you guys a 360 view of the smaller build that's included with this model, which is the car. Love the adventure cars. They just have a kind of a hot rod type look to them, but they are obviously from the 1920s, 1930s. And yeah, this has pretty great drivability too. And giving you guys a view of it from the top. You can seat 2 minifigures, which is quite nice. In fact, let's just kind of show that off. If you wanted to sit Sans Sinister in there, you can, just like so. And just removing the minifigures, let's show off this speedometer, along with the one map that's included in this set. What's cool is they have a little area where you can store them, and there's the map. One of the best printed pieces I think Lego's ever come up with. And I also like the fact that the windshield has dust on it, along with some wipers. Not necessary, but just adds a little bit more detail. And there's a number of different items on the vehicle that you can kind of store. Pretty great looking little car. Let's now take a look at the meat of the set, which is the Mummy's Tomb. Give you guys a 360 view. And there's a couple really great features with this model. This is what it looks like from the back. There's Pharaoh Hotep, along with the awesome 90s and 80s palm tree. So believe it or not, there's 3 features to this model. And the first one is, let's say, Sam Sinister is walking along here. You see this pillar? Well, if you want to bring it down, you can, just like so. Love the printing too. These are all printed pieces. There's no stickers whatsoever. In fact, I just want to show off the printing right here a little bit more. Kind of warns any intruders what's going to happen if they try to open the doors. Pharaoh Hotep's going to shock them, and they're going to turn into a skeleton. So kind of a little morbid, but kind of like it. This was heavily inspired, I think, from Indiana Jones, along with the Mummy films. The next feature is, let's say Sam Sinister is making his way, and he's trying to get the ruby, which is kind of what they're all about, what they're trying to do. Well, there's Pharaoh Hotep. You can turn this little Technic yellow piece right here, and it works really, really well. The other thing that this set has, the last feature that we'll show off, is Sam Sinister is definitely dead by the end of this. See this kind of statue right here? Well, if you move it, it works awesome. First try. So nails him with these spears. That's what I mean. These features are very simple, but look, they work 100% of the time. No problem. And let's just show you guys a little bit more what this kind of looks like from the top. Pretty simple, but again, I think it really gets the job done. Love 90s sets. Love the Adventure Egypt theme. This one and the Orient Expedition line are probably my favorite, although the Amazonian one's pretty good. And the Dino Island one is underrated in my opinion. Again, check out that printing. Love the look of it. This is a printed piece up here as well. But yeah, that pretty well does the model. Pretty simple little build, but it does pack a punch. Let's now take a look at the minifigures. And we'll start off with Johnny Thunder along with Charles Lightning. These minifigures have so much nostalgia for me, as I know a lot of you guys watching as well. They don't have any back face printing, back torso printing, but what I loved about this theme was, I believe it was the one that introduced this backpack, and you could put items in it. So as you can see, there's a ruby in there. You could also stick a handgun in there. Any small item basically would fit in these backpacks, which is pretty cool. And you could also put items on it. He has a pickaxe and a pan. Like the fact that Charles Lightning has a little bow tie and Johnny Thunder has a handgun, along with a bandana around his neck. Let's now take a look at the final two minifigures. And we have Pharaoh Hotep on the right, along with Sam Sinister on the left. The amount of detail on Pharaoh Hotep is crazy, especially for the 90s. He has feet printing, leg printing, pretty nice torso printing. And yeah, Sam Sinister isn't too bad either, just not as detailed, like the fact that he has a little goatee along with his mustache and spectacles. He's wearing a top hat, which is also quite cool. And this is what they look like from the back. No back face printing, no back torso printing. Pharaoh Hotep is one of my favorite adventure minifigures. Just really like the overall look of him. A lot of detail. But yeah, that pretty well does the minifigures. Let's now get into the end of the review and get my final thoughts. Well guys, that was my review. Do hope you enjoyed it. Personally, this is a great, at the time this was considered a medium-sized set, maybe a smaller medium-sized set. Nowadays, probably a smaller set. But still, basically it encompasses everything that the Egyptian adventure line is supposed to be. Yes, it's not as good as the Sphinx or the Temple of Anubis, but still, it's a great looking little model. You get one of the awesome adventure cars. You do get Pharaoh Hotep, which is nice. Sam Sinister, along with Charles Lightning. Really, really like this one. Can't really fault in any way. It just isn't quite as good as the larger Egypt adventure sets, but it's definitely better than, I'd say, the smaller ones. Or I should say, it just gives you a lot more than the smaller ones. Although the little Oasis set is also a pretty good looking little model. It is quite a bit smaller than this one, but I still like that one quite a bit. Overall, do quite like this model, but as always guys, let me know what your personal thoughts are on it, if you like it, if you don't, any areas you think they could maybe improve on it. But that pretty well does the review. But if you liked it, leave it a thumbs up. And if you're new to the channel, definitely consider subscribing and click that bell so you're notified for any future old school sets. We do one or two of them every single month, and it's one of my all-time favorite series that we do on the channel. But that's all I got for you again. But thanks again for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one.